judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
Hello and a very warm welcome. We're live from the Eco Power Stadium here in Doncaster. There's Maxie Hughes and Archie Sharp ready for battle. Reese Mould against Lewis Sylvester. That's the main event. Terri Harper defending a world lightweight title against the undefeated Natalie Zimmerman. All coming up throughout this terrific evening here in South Yorkshire. Really excited about this. Dave Colwell alongside me. The sun is out and commentating David's sunglasses tonight at the beginning of the afternoon.
Really looking forward to this.
The setting is here at the Eco Power Stadium. Doncaster Rovers recently promoted, and up to our MC for the evening, Mr. Aki Karim.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the Eco Power Stadium, the home of Doncaster Rovers, for an evening of World Championship Boxing. Presented to you by Izzy Azif of GBM Sports and proudly sponsored by Eco Power Group, Bravos, Indus Restaurants, Harley Private Dental, and W&F, powered by AIX Capital. All the action this evening is live and worldwide on the home of boxing, DAZN. And this huge card features some of the best and most explosive talent from around the UK on this undercard, and it all culminates in a big homecoming world title defense for three-division champion Terri Belter Harper, who faces unbeaten German challenger Natalie Zimmerman for her WBO lightweight world title. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our first contest of the afternoon. This contest, 6 3-minute rounds, sanctioned in the welterweight division, and it is a battle of Doncaster. Please welcome to the ring first from Warmsworth, Doncaster, Cameron Cahill.
So the first fighter of this special night for GBM Sports, and it is Cameron Cahill. He's a local guy, and he was here earlier in the day, just getting used to that special ring walk that he has tonight, that they all have tonight. 10 fights into his professional career. A Doncaster lad, 9 victories, and in a really good little battle to kick off proceedings. In he comes.
And now, please welcome his opponent coming to us from Auckley, Doncaster. It's Jamie Thor Mellors.
Who's that girl there? I wonder what my wrongs and how she had to on the street. She doesn't do major credit cards, I doubt she does receipts. It's all not quite legitimate. What a scummy man. Just give him half a chance, I bet he'll rob him if he can see it in his eyes, yeah, that he's got a driving ban amongst other offences.
The shades are out, the sunshine is fabulous on this Friday night, and Jamie Mellors, who has a load of support just to our left. He's a popular guy, the 30-year-old from Auckley in Doncaster, and here he comes. the 9th ring walk, and the fireworks out for him. He's never seen anything like this, Dave.
No, it's a fantastic stage, fantastic setting. All the fighters have got to do now is perform, because it is a real opportunity for them to go out there and grab. Both men are going to go out there, give it all they've got, and hopefully make a name for themselves.
Nick Manners with Thor on the t-shirt. That's the nickname of Jamie Mellors, with Jimmy Harrington in the corner as well, just by our commentary booths in the blue corner. Good fight to start this long and exciting night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest, 6 3-minute rounds, sanctioned in the welterweight division, and is presented to you by Izzy Azif and GBM Sports. And we are live worldwide on DAZN. Your officials for this contest, timekeeper Anthony Rushton, and your referee in charge of the action is A-star referee John Latham. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black and red shorts and weighing in at 11 stone, 2 pounds and 14 ounces. His record, 9 wins against just 1 defeat. He is a former Central Area title challenger, and he comes to us from Wormsworth, Doncaster. Please welcome Cameron Cahill. And his opponent across the ring fights out of the blue corner and wears the gold, blue and red shorts. He weighed in at 11 stone, 2 pounds and 11 ounces, and his record consists of 7 wins against just 1 defeat. He is also a Central Area title challenger, and he comes to us from Orkley, Doncaster. Please welcome Jamie Thor Mellors.
Right, lads, you're not expecting you both. You obey me instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times. Best luck to you both. Touch gloves. Well done, lads.
Well, here's the opening fight for the GBM show tonight. And it's a good one, and there are so many excellent matches on this bill. Really good to see, and plenty of local talent as well. Jamie Mellors and Cameron Cahill go to war. The yellow trunks, almost like the Kronk colours for Mellors, who just has to watch her right hand early, and the black and red with the fluorescent trainers for Cahill. It's a local derby. Body shots from Cahill, uppercut back from Mellors. Could be some good action here, Dave.
They're already getting down to business. There's no feeling out here. Whenever either of them are throwing, they're throwing real conviction, real power. Stiff jabs, good body shots already.
Both have got similar records, just 1 defeat apiece. And those losses did come by stoppage, so I think both fighters feel they can put some damage into some of these shots, but no knockouts on the slate for the pair. But this is a really good meeting of super welterweights.
Mellors is throwing a nice stiff jab, timing it really well to start off with, but he's just recoiling a little bit stiff backed as he's pulling back.
Cahill switching, and the blue corner here just getting their man to focus behind that jab and slipping around. Orthodox for southpaw is Cahill. Exchanging body shots, center ring, no feeling out process, and let's hope that this is the beginning of many good fights ahead tonight.
Well, they're certainly setting the bar, Adam.
Body shot again from Cahill, who's in and out, expending a lot of energy in this opening round. Just a bit more composed, isn't he, Mellors?
He is, and Cahill, as he's saying there, he's looking quite ragged, actually, towards the end of this round. Now, he's just chipped a right hand from Mellors, and a right uppercut there from Mellors.
Yeah, good work from Jamie Mellors. very confident in the press conference here on Wednesday. Nice right hand as well.
He's found his timing straight away. He came out round 1 with the jab, and now he's up. He's got the timing on that right hand. A lovely straight right hand. He keeps chopping it down.
Yeah, it's good work here from Jamie Mellors.
Very good.
Body shots back from Cahill, putting in a good shift in this round, but very ragged, as Dave was saying, and the more polished work coming from Jamie Mellors. What a great start.
You couldn't have asked for a better round 1. I did have a feeling both of them are going to really go for it. It's a great setting, great stage, and a great opportunity. Just found that Mellors seemed to settle and get his timing on his quality punches a lot better, a lot quicker. Although he did ship a good left hook there from Cahill, who did put in some good work, some good body shots.
Jimmy Harrington, Nick Mellors rather in there. Jimmy and Nick have been around this business a long time.
Round 2.
Nick Mellors telling us yes out of the way, and he's absolutely loving his work in the gyms these days. Character, isn't he? They both are.
Yeah, he's been around from my days. Don't seem to be aging either. He's looking well, but a wealth of experience in that corner, definitely.
Yeah, you can hear them just alongside us shouting out the instructions to Jamie Mellors, who's in fight number 9, 7 wins on the record, in with Cameron Cahill. Not much between them in terms of records, but he's a good start here from Jamie Mellors, finding the crisper, cleaner work. And Cahill's got just to get a grip into this. He's got to just settle down. He's a little bit wayward.
He is, but he's trying, Adam. He's coming out with a couple of good left hooks there.
But there's blood to the nose. That looks bad. Could be broken already. Just shoved back into the ropes, and Cahill trying to find a way out. These long arms of Mellors. Just a little bit calmer, isn't he?
Yeah.
More patient, defense up.
He is, but his chin's very high. He is pulling out with his hands low and his chin up. But he's doing some really good work in between.
Good effort from Cahill, but that nose looks really damaged, and it's going to affect his breathing as these rounds tick along.
I feel that Mellors is a little bit more efficient in his work. Doesn't seem to be taking as much out of himself, whereas when you see Cahill, he is working, but he's a lot more ragged. He's swinging a lot of wide shots coming in.
I like the way he throws that uppercut and the right hand as well, Jamie Mellors. Was stopped in a central area fight, but he can come again, the 30-year-old. Cahill trying to dig in, Dave.
Yeah, it's good work back from Cahill, and a good stiff jab there as well. Oh, that's a shot!
Wonderful right hand. Referee steps straight in.
The legs.
Ropes kept him up, otherwise he'd have crashed onto Dave Caldwell at ringside. His eyes look glazed. Is he okay? 45 seconds left in the round, and Jamie Mellors could take out his Doncaster rival here. Cameron Cahill trying to hold on. Has he got the experience? Another right hand. Referee taking a very close look. Cahill throws back, but it has been stopped, and Jamie Mellors gets the first victory of the night, and it is by stoppage. It was all action. Mellors is back. He fist pumps Izzy Asif. The crowd go wild. He's got a big load of fans here, and that was a good win on an important night for him.
That's a fantastic performance, a really good finish. And do you know what? The perfect stoppage as well. Referees, you know, sometimes they get a lot of criticism. Do they go on too long? Do they pull it a little bit too short? This was a perfect stoppage for me.
And the very first stoppage for Jamie Thor Mellors, who's with Nick Mellors and Jimmy Harrington. And great work from Jamie Mellors, and a terrific finish. Wow, that was good.
He was very patient throughout, and he was picking his shots really nice. very composed. He got his timing on his power shots, and he threw a nice variety. There were uppercuts in there, there was a good jab, but there was a nice snappy right hand regular throughout the fight.
Nothing wrong with Cameron Cahill's guts. He really wanted it in there, but Mellors was more precise, more accurate, and he's put his cap on, which says war on. That's what he promised us, and he's given us an explosive start to this Doncaster show. Jamie Mellors, well, if there's a knockout bonus that Izzy normally gives, he'll be counting the readies already.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure if there is a knockout bonus. Izzy's been a little bit quiet with that one.
Yeah, it's a great start, Jamie Mellors. Wow, he came out, he promised us he'd start the show with a lively beginning, and he has done just that. Cameron Cahill stopped for the second time in his pro career, tried his hardest, and respect to him, but it's Jamie Mellors who gets the win, and well, he's going to be a little force around these parts in the super welterweight division. We'd like to see more of it. Well done, Jamie.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, John Latham, stops this contest. Official time, 2 minutes and 33 of round number 2. Therefore, your winner by TKO, Jamie Thor Mellors.
Success for Thor, Jamie Mellors, winning by second round stoppage. That's the 8th and most important win of his professional career so far. Plenty to like about Jamie Mellors tonight. Those yellow cronk shorts, Thor and Hitman, and excellent. And his first stoppage win as well, which is good, isn't it?
Yeah, because listen, if you're going to mix Thor and Hitman together, then you are going to have a bit of power in there, and you do want to get a stoppage. And he delivered, so fair play to him.
Let's get over to Alex, who I'm sure will ask him about the Thor and the Hitman combination.
Special event at the Eco Power Stadium. What a way to start.
Beautiful, wasn't it? Big shout out to Cameron. I knew what he brought, so I put my absolute all into this camp. Hard work, dedication, pain, suffering, hell. That's what the team have put me through to get me ready for this moment. And to have all my family, my friends in this stadium, my hometown, GBM Sports Zone, means the world.
And look, there was that count earlier on. Talk me through the finish.
Can't even remember. I just know I saw blood, and that was it. I just wanted to take his head off, to be honest. That's how we went for the kill. War, baby, war.
And I'll defer to Jimmy Harrington then, who was definitely watching. What a performance.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well done, Jamie. All the team and myself are very proud here. Sean Martin is his main trainer, so I've got to give kudos to Sean. I will not take credit for anyone else's work. I do a lot of work with Jamie, but Sean, well done, mate. Here's me and pal.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Jamie.
I just want to say, my nana passed away during this camp. Nana Mellors. I just want to say big love to her. I hope she's watching down. Best of luck, I love you all.
She certainly is. Beautiful words there, Jamie. I'm just going to bring in Izzy Azif here as well. Izzy, you talk about wanting to put on a special show. You need the fights to make it. What a way to start.
What a great start to an unbelievable card. When you spoke about putting the first fight on, I knew this was a good fight. I spoke to people in the game, and this is going to be a tough fight. But credit to Jamie, that was a quality finish. And I've never seen Cameron, he's been on our card a few times. I've never seen him put away so easily. So well done you, that's a great start to start this historic night in Doncaster.
And you know what, Izzy, you've got a lot to live up to now for the rest of the card. Talk us through the card. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
It really is. When I say start to finish, this card is packed with exciting fights. There's no easy fights tonight. You've got Stevie Levy, Ellie Halliwell. You got Joe Hayden, Lewis Booth, Ed Hardy, Reese Moss, Louis Sylvester. It goes on. Taz Nadeem, Jimmy Joe Flynn, Maxie Hughes, Archer Sharper, Terri Harper making a historic turn, Arman Akbar, Ted Jackson. This is an unbelievable card. And what you've seen here now, expect a lot more. We've matched them hard, we've matched them exciting, and there's a lot of 50-50s tonight, and you will see some upsets. We promise you that. All, of course, on Home of Boxing DAZN. A special night here in Doncaster.
Absolutely cannot wait for it. And congratulations, Jamie Mellors!
A delighted Izzy Asif with some of the fans there. Jamie Mellors kicking the big night in Doncaster off to an absolute flyer. Stopping Cameron Cahill in a couple of rounds. Next up, a really interesting meeting and a little bit of needle between the two in the build-up. Plenty of respect, though, this week between the unbeaten Ellie Halliwell, who is really highly regarded, and Stevie Levy, who we've seen on many GBM shows before. Always great value, great fun. And then a fascinating matchup between Joe Hayden, who's undefeated, and Lewis Booth, who's only lost one in a long reign of professional fights, and he was a good amateur too, and that's an all Doncaster affair, just like the one we've had before. So the early card is, well, it's brilliant. As for this, the main fight card, live on DAZN tonight, the farm boy, Ed Hardy, in with Darwin Martinez, who I tell you what, he's a journeyman, but he's dressed to impress. He's got the shades on. He loves trying to make an upset, but Ed Hardy could be special. Reese Mould and Louis Sylvester, that's a genuine 50-50, both in a crossroads fight. Taz Nadeem, the butcher from Rotherham. Dave Colwell's part of the world, and well, he's got 3 first-round knockouts already. He is lighting up the super middleweight division. Jimmy Joe Flynn, hometown, home city hero, in with Haytham Lamuse, who's an interesting character from Malta. He's been training over here with Bob Shannon, so looking forward to seeing that one. The fight probably most talked about on the card is this one in the lightweight division between Maxie Hughes, former IBO world champion, and Archie Sharp, who's virtually unbeaten bar the loss to Ryan Garner. Really good fighter up at lightweight tonight. Very, very important fight in the 9-9 division. And at 9 stone 9, the WBO world champion, Terri Harper, from here in Doncaster. It's the homecoming against the undefeated German, Natalie Zimmerman, who's stepping up in levels and class, but a very good kickboxer, and she will come for the big challenge. Let's go to Aki Curry to get the women in. That's a really good one. They're all good tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next contest. This contest is 10 two-minute rounds and is a Commonwealth Super Bantamweight title eliminator. Please welcome to the ring first from Kings Lynn, Norfolk, Super Stevie Levy.
Coming into an old Prince Nassim Hamad ring walk number, it's Stevie and Son Morgan. We love their double act. She's become a real cult character on the scene. I think this was the night that Naz stopped Juan Polo Perez at the Alba Hall in July 1995 in a couple of rounds when he had his ginger haircut.
I remember that. I remember that well. This is well choreographed, this is. Stevie Levy, what a character.
They've worked on this mum on the jacket. She's absolutely devoted to Morgan, who lives and breathes every moment of Stevie Levy's career. She's just a fabulous person to have on the scene.
Oh, she is. Great character, heart of gold. Can be a bit volatile as well, though.
gold, but a tongue of...
Oh my God.
Yep, she loves winding everyone up, Stevie Levy. Jason Cunningham just alongside us, waiting for Ellie Hellowell to come out. There's some good experienced people around this fight. Jordan Gill over in the other corner as we wait for Hellowell's entrance.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her opponent from right here in Doncaster, Yorkshire. It's Ellie Hellowell.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And niggas trying to take my life away. I put a hole in the
Big
nigga for
support,
fucking
as
with
you
me.
can expect, for Doncaster's Ellie Hellowell. Is she the next big thing in women's boxing? One or two people feel she is. 6-0. And 24 years of age. She's been professional since December 2022. Struggled a little bit to get fights, but she's awkward, she's tricky, and she could be, Dave, a bit of a star.
Yeah, definitely. She's full of confidence in her own abilities. I'm really looking forward to watching her tonight because Stevie's a very experienced fighter. She's been with a lot of good fighters. She's won some, she's lost some, but she's very experienced. And we're going to see how Hellowell sorts this out and copes with the pressure of the big stage on a big night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is 10 2-minute rounds and is a Commonwealth Super Bantamweight title eliminator. It is presented to you by Izzy Azif of GBM Sports, and we are live worldwide on DAZN. Your officials for this contest are timekeeper Pete Humphrey, and your referee in charge of the action is A-star referee John Latham. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner wearing the black shorts. She weighed in at 8 stone, 9 pounds and 3 ounces. Her professional record includes 13 wins against 3 defeats with 1 win by way of knockout. She is an EBU silver belt champion from Kings Lynn, Norfolk, Super Stevie Levy. And her opponent across the ring fights out of the blue corner and wears the blue shorts. She weighed in at 8 stone, 9 pounds and 6 ounces, and her record is a perfect one. 6 wins, no losses, and one of her wins comes by way of knockout. And she comes to us from right here in Doncaster, Yorkshire, Ellie Hellowell.
Last bit of advice from emerging trainer Jason Cunningham, former very good
What you
fighter.
expect from you both, you obey instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to you both. Touch gloves. Hold on. Hold on.
Interesting matchup between Ellie Hellowell here in the blue. The city of Doncaster, 24-year-old in fight number 7. It was Super Stevie Levy, who has the experience, former EBU silver champion. We've seen her on plenty of GBM shows before. She's tough, she's rough, she's rugged, and how much can she get to Hellowell, who's a lovely boxer, and if she gets into a groove with that southpaw style, she can be pretty tough to shift. She can be very nice on the eye, neat and tidy, got a good jab, and you can see already trying to get flowing, Dave.
Yeah, she looks very composed, just popping her shots out, keeping her shape nicely. It's a nice start. Nothing rushed. Yeah, so relaxed. I like what I'm looking at in the opening minute here.
I've been very impressed watching Ellie Hellowell on the way up, blossom on those shorts. I wonder if she could go pretty far around the super bantam and featherweight limits through her career. Just got to get her the matches. Is Stevie Levy the right sort of fight at the right time? Or Levy on the back of 3 wins herself? Can she pull off what would be an upset win here in Doncaster? But Helliwell certainly never fought anyone with the professional experience of Levy.
It's very early doors, and you know Stevie's got to get herself into the fight. But I'm just impressed at how calm and just composed the whole approach from Helliwell is. This is a big, this is a big spot for her. This is, and she's picking her shots really nice already.
It's a real composure about Ellie Helliwell, confidence about the way she's boxing, and every time she connects, she's getting a round of applause from this blue corner. It's a very, very impressive start, this. Good defense too from Levy. That was a punch-perfect round from Ellie Helliwell. Wow. That's Jordan Gill in Stevie Levy's corner. There's a lot of experience over there, Dave. I know you're raising your eyebrows. I've seen a bit of Ellie Helliwell before, but you like that.
Yeah, I've never seen her box before. I was just surprised at how calm and composed she was. And she was just popping a jab out, but the timing on it was beautiful. She was picking shots off the jab. You know, it was a good start. But listen, Stevie Levy is very experienced. She's seen it before. She's lost rounds before, and she's found her way back. So, there's a long way to go yet. It's good to see my old mate Jordan Gill in the corner there.
Yeah, good to see him do
rematch, Jordan Gill and Jason Cunningham.
I was thinking that. Yeah, 2 excellent fighters. And 2 in front of us tonight, the brave, rugged, former European challenger, British and Commonwealth challenger as well, against Tycee Gallagher down at the York Hall, Stevie Levy. But she has 3 defeats on the record, and she's in with Ellie Helliwell, a little untested, but so far so good for the southpaw from Doncaster.
Yeah, and I think, Stevie's thinking a lot when she's in there, especially the first round. She's thinking a lot, but while she's thinking, the pace is very slow, and it's allowing Helliwell to get off what she wants to do. I think Stevie's got to turn this into a bit of a dogfight, make her feel a bit uncomfortable, because while ever she's so laid back like this, Helliwell's just picking her up.
You can see the strength that Stevie Levy's got, the physical advantages, even though she's smaller. If she could get inside and rattle away with some body shots, but at the moment it's proving tough because that long jab and reach of Helliwell.
She's got to get herself in and work the body.
It's easier said than done when you've got a rhythm going like Helliwell has already this early. Levy's got to just upset her.
Yeah. That's what I mean. She can't try and box with Helliwell. Helliwell's a much better boxer than her by the looks of things in the early stages. She's got to fight her.
Lovely backhand from Helliwell, and Stevie Levy's just chasing her around the ring. Gets the right hand home, but pretty tight defense from a young lady who looks like a very good fighter.
Better.
There's a right hand from Stevie Levy and a body shot. The best work yet.
I like how she went straight to the body after she landed that right hand to the head. They're the things that she needs to do.
Yep, good success at the end, and she needed it. Stevie Levy didn't win the round, but the last 20 seconds will give her some confidence.
She made an impact, and that's what's important in the early stages. When you've got a young prospect that's having it their own way, you've got to make an impact on them, and you've got to make them feel a little bit uncomfortable. And she certainly did that. This next round is quite important already, because you've had just a glimmer of hope for Stevie Levy. She has to build on that, because if she lets that slip now and Helliwell just gets back to what she was doing previously, then the confidence of Helliwell will know that she can ride moments out like that.
That was the right hand.
That was a good right hand, and then she'll drop down and then she'll fight to the body, which we didn't see.
What a stage, what a setting here in the Eco Power Stadium, home of Doncaster Rovers, promoted to League Division 1. Sky Bet 1, they had 3 years in the bottom. Now they're coming up, just like GBM, 3 years in, and a stadium show, followed by another one in Galway in about 5 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Stevie Levy in black here, the 32-year-old from Kings Lynn in Norfolk, trained now by Jordan Gill, a favourite around the scene, but she's been doing a lot of hunting here as Ellie Hallowell looks to outbox, maybe try and outclass the older lady by 8 years.
Yeah, but Levy's doing a good job here of making Hallowell miss now, and she's moving around she's moving her around the ring. She's got to cut her off a little bit better rather than following her around the ring, but she's making a miss now. She didn't make a miss earlier on. She was eating everything on the way in. Now she's just dipping and rolling, and she's doing a much better job.
Yeah, closer with that right hand, and Hallowell goes back to the jab, but Levy bobbing and weaving, and that's what Jordan Gill would have said in that red corner. Get in tight, just try and test it to the body. Neither of them are big punches, but these 2-minute rounds just fly by, so the physical aggression of Levy will surely come on during the fight.
It will do if she's allowed to implement it. It's a nice left up there.
Yeah, she flowed so beautifully in the opening round, Hallowell. Not quite as accurate.
You see how the time is, she's missing with the shots now. The time is not quite the same now because Levy's changed her approach there.
Yeah, she's out of range there. Better round for Stevie Levy. Not much in that one, Dave.
No.
But it was better that Levy has not been sort of peppered with those southpaw skills.
Yeah, because what was happening early doors was as Levy was trying to put the pressure on, she was literally eating everything. She was walking onto everything that Hallowell was throwing. That round you saw Hallowell was having to use her legs more because she was missing 90% of the shots. And Levy was keeping her working, but without the success. And the odd shots Levy would get off, but you know she's still not having enough success as such to unravel Hallowell. But definitely a mark of improvement there.
The sun has been shining all week here in Doncaster. Will it shine on Ellie Hallowell tonight? Fantastic beginning. Won the first couple of rounds. Stevie Levy coming back at her as we knew she would. Turned in 2019, Stevie Levy. Hallowell fresher. And began a professional journey in December 2022, beating Becky Ferguson at the Magna Centre in Rotherham, right near your house. That's where she was born, Hallowell, in Rotherham.
Did a few shows at the Magna. It's better work from Levy.
And you fought the Doncaster Dome, which we'll bring up once or twice tonight.
Yeah, once or twice. Only because I won that one.
Right hand from Levy. Just again, trying to implement her style.
She's just a little bit predictable, that right hand that she keeps throwing. She needs to vary it up a little bit.
That was good work from Hallowell. She's got her range back. Very nice. Just a step back and has given her a little more room, that jab and left hand.
Again, Levy reaching a little bit. She needs to focus on just going downstairs to the body.
You can actually see flashes of Jason Cunningham, can't you, in Ellie Hallowell?
Yeah. The nice, relaxed southpaw jab.
Yep, became European champion, didn't he, later on in his career? Had a fantastic Indian summer, and now a really promising trainer.
And Jason was very, very calm and composed in the ring as well when he was fighting, and you can see that in Hallowell.
Took Josh Padley out to Riyadh for that dream shot at Shakur Stevenson. Set Josh up for life, and fantastic to have him signed by Matchroom now. Sure will be around tonight somewhere. Hellowell just getting her boxing back together there, and Levy with little success. Backstage, the undefeated Joe Hayden, and behind him, the man of the moment. Yep, 6 days after his 5th round demolition of Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen, who's been around all week, and he's taken a decade to actually win a belt, and he's already lost it. Explain.
I didn't hear this story. He's lost it.
Yeah.
He's lost it.
Yeah, he can't find it. He's. I said, have the kids got it? He said, no, it's too heavy for them to lift up. I don't know what I've done with it.
Nice one, Dave.
That's Dave for you. He'll be joining us on commentary a little later. One of the wisest voices in the business. And now, at the age of 33, he's kick-started his heavyweight career again, but he's focusing on Joe Hayden. Also does some work with Stevie Levy. So let's see if she can come on here into the 5th round. Jack Cattrall in the dressing room as well. Backstage, he's got his huge fight with Harlem Eubank in a few weeks' time. All the big stars out tonight. And Dave Colwell, the biggest, at ringside with me. Better from Stevie Levy.
That's what I'm saying. She needs to make it more of a fight. She needs to take Hellowell's comfort out of it. But Hellowell's dealing with it nicely. This is much better work from Stevie Levy. Having a lot of success in there now.
Yeah, good work from Levy, backing up Hellowell into the neutral corner.
She needs to sustain this, Adam.
Just reddening up around the cheeks, Hellowell. Just been taken out of her rhythm, out of her game, and that's what Levy's got to do. It's sort of get down and dirty tactics.
Yeah, she's got to fight. She can't box her, she's got to fight her.
Here she comes, Stevie Levy.
This is better work.
All that experience, Jordan Gill in the red corner, beckoning her to go in and really take it to Ellie Hellowell, who will not have experienced this sort of pressure in her career to date.
That's where Stevie's just got to let her hands go. That's that body, head, body.
Last 10 seconds of what's been Stevie Levy's best round of the fight. This the 5th. Can she turn it around here, Stevie Levy?
A couple of deep breaths from Hellowell there when she's going back to the corner. It's the first little sign that she's actually starting to feel the pace a little bit. This could get interesting down the stretch.
I gave the 3rd round a draw, but that round I gave to Stevie.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, that composed, comfortable aura you need to disrupt on a young prospect, and that's what Stevie Levy's doing now.
Well, she's been 6 rounds 3 times, Ellie Hellowell, but never the 10-round distance. And Stevie Levy has done that on a number of occasions against Laura Zreb for the European Championship, against Tycee Gallagher. We remember that one at York Hall. And also she won against Dorota Norak on a GBM show that I was at in February of last year. She looked good that night as well, and she came on strong as the rounds ticked on.
That's because she lives it. She lives the sport. She's always training, she's always working, she's always going, traveling around sparring. Oh, that's a good left hand from Hellowell.
Pick that one well, and again, Levy comes back with a couple of her own, digging in. Good action in the 6th round. The styles meshing now.
It is, but that was a good response from Levy.
just growing in confidence, Stevie Levy. Will Hellawell elect to fight her? She's the more accurate with the single punches. That was lovely. It's actually a lovely mix, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a good fight.
Levy going in with body shots. And a right hand. How much is actually landing? That did.
That was a nice counter from Levy there.
Again tries to dig into the body, Stevie Levy, and on her bike, Ellie Hellawell. She'll have trained very hard for these 10 rounds. A lot of trash talking in the build-up, but much respect at the press conference between these two.
Good shot.
Nice
Good
right hand from Stevie Levy, and a body shot at the end of that, and a big gulp of air from Ellie Hellawell. And there's a swagger to Stevie Levy now.
This is her kind of fight. She's turned it into a dogfight now. It was a good left hand there from Hellawell, but Stevie Levy came straight back with her own shots.
Pause 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 7.
4 rounds left of this Commonwealth Super Bantamweight Eliminator between the very experienced Stevie Levy in the black trunks with the white boots and the all blue of Ellie Hellawell, the 24-year-old from here in Doncaster. Started this really well, but back comes Stevie Levy, cat and mouse stuff, excellent action as they exchange. It's a really good fight. We had a stoppage win in the first one by Jamie Mellors, and this is a good match.
Levy's got to put her shots together, get her feet in range and put her shots together. She can't just look for one shot at a time.
Good defense from Stevie Levy. That didn't get through, despite the cheers from the blue corner. Hellawell's pot shotting's nice, but there's less of it, and Levy, I think, feels that Hellawell can't hurt her. She needs distance and range. Levy needs it right up close, like that with the body shots.
This is better work again from Levy. She's much better when she goes downstairs.
And good defense there as well from Levy. Jordan Gill has tightened her up and made her work the body, trying to slow those legs down of Hellawell, who's just a bit out of range, Dave, for me.
Yeah. A nice jab there from Hellawell, though.
Yep, and a slight mark under the right eye of Stevie Levy. Extremely good on the eye at times, Hellawell, with the single shots, but Levy will not go away. Close round. It's tightness now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Levy's come back into this really well. The rounds are far more competitive now, and it's a case of what you like in a couple of them. For instance, that previous round, I actually led towards Levy on that round.
Doncaster, South Yorkshire, and the biggest boxing event here in many, many years, possibly ever. Jamie McDonnell won his world title here. We've seen Jamie and Gavin this week. That was when it was the Keep Mode Stadium, now the Eco Power. But the quality of this entire card is one to really respect.
It is, from top to bottom, it really is. It's a fantastic card. You know, we've seen, obviously, the off-air fights, the YouTube fights, and then when you look at the main card's outstanding.
6 minutes left of this one. It's rattled by Ellie Hellawell with a great start. Picked up the first few rounds, but Levy's come back in. It might be extremely tight.
Well, this is Levy's territory now. This is where she's experienced. She knows how it feels to be sat on that stool at the end of 8, 9. You know, Hellawell doesn't.
Yep, new territory this for Ellie Hellawell. All part of the ring education. She'd only had 29 rounds going into this. And Super Stevie Levy, this is the 109th of her career. That's a difference.
It is a difference, but you know what she's going to be learning from this is a lot. It's going to be the best fight of her life so far. She's picking some nice shots, Hellawell. Like that, lovely left hand as Levy's coming in.
Very, very good shots at times from Ellie Hellawell. Lovely boxer, but being taken out of her rhythm and range by Stevie Levy, but this is better from Hellawell. I agree with you, I thought Levy nicked the 7th, but Hellawell's shots here, the accuracy, certainly catching my eye.
Yeah, some nice body work from Levy there.
A body shot from Hellawell as well. She's digging in deep here. I like this from Ellie Hellawell. It's a good round, it's a good response from the 24-year-old from Doncaster. I think she was breathing heavily at the end of the last couple of rounds.
I think actually a body shot registered there from Levy.
Fantastic work, back end of the round from Levy. But for me, Hellawell gets one back.
Again, it's a hard-fought, close round. I mean, it looked like it was a right hook to the body. It just registered, just freeze a slight second, and then Levy followed it up with a couple of headshots as well.
But did she do enough over the 2 minutes?
That shot there just made Hellawell go into shell a little bit. And then a couple of shots that come up top as well. I don't know, you know, this is a close fight.
Oh, that's 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 9.
9th round, Commonwealth Super Bantamweight Eliminator. It's a really important fight, this. The 7th professional outing for Ellie Hellawell in those blue trunks. She's boxed really neatly and nicely at times. Stevie Levy, experienced, the 32-year-old from Norfolk, who's in tip-top shape under Jordan Gill. And she's given Hellawell a real run for her money. And it'll be very interesting to see how this is scored. Oh, lovely shot from Hellawell. That was a beauty. And Levy walked right into that, but comes back with some body work of her own. I'm really liking the way Hellawell's come back into this, having had a difficult 3 or 4 rounds.
You know, start of round 9 here, Levy really put a foot on the pedal there, but Hellawell's responded really well.
Well, it's gritty. And it's determined as always from Stevie Levy, who just doesn't know how to take a backward step. And she's giving Ellie Hellawell a real test here. But at the moment...
Oh, there's a big lump on the forehead there on Levy.
Hellawell is answering it. And she's toughing it out a bit as well, the Doncaster youngster. There's a lump, yeah, on the forehead. There's damage under the right eye. Stevie Levy won't care about that one little bit, but it's Hellawell with the more accurate shots in the last couple of rounds.
Levy's working hard though, you know. She's getting a lot of shots off.
It's terrific effort from Stevie Levy, but the accuracy again for me the scoring shots from Hellewell in this
that's a
round.
lovely left hand
That's
from
a
Hellewell.
beautiful combination. Levy really cranking the heat up, and Hellewell having an answer. Great stuff, ladies.
It's a good fight, a very good fight. It's the first time I've seen Ellie Hellewell fight, and do you know what? I'm very impressed, really impressed. She's kept it together real well when it's got tough, and Levy's put her experience on and her grit and toughness. She's done really well there.
I knew you'd like her. I wanted to keep it a bit of a secret. She's a lovely boxer, and she's been under pressure. And Stevie Levy, exactly the right sort of test at this time. And you know, she's not out of this. Levy's won rounds here, but for me, Hellewell's in front.
Last 10 seconds.
Ryan Rhodes, Clifton Mitchell shouting out support for Ellie Hellewell as we enter the final round. We're alongside the blue corner. They look pretty confident. Jordan Gill just looks a little worried in that red corner. Stevie Levy has put a tremendous effort in, and she's got to go for broke here. She hasn't lost since the Tycee Gallagher fight last summer, Stevie Levy. But Ellie Hellewell's combinations here. She began this fight beautifully, and she wants to end it in style too. I think the last couple of rounds have been the most important in Ellie Hellewell's young career.
Oh, without a doubt, showed a lot of character.
Levy's showing character too, as ever. Her son Morgan will be impressed with another brilliant display, Stevie Levy. But in terms of class, just the better work from Hellewell. And she's going to be a force, I think, in this super bantamweight division. She's very tall for the weight. Levy coming in with body shots. Right hand, tries to rattle her. Great work late on from Levy. 45 seconds left of what's been a terrific fight. Hellewell just running on empty a bit, not surprising. Levy continues to throw out the hooks. What a fight, Dave.
Oh, she's leaving it all in the ring, both of them are, but Stevie Levy's really giving it everything she's got in this last round. Unbelievable.
It's great work rate from Stevie Levy, and she might be doing enough here in this final round to take the 10th. Brilliant from Levy, who
good body
just
shot.
doesn't know when to say no. Stevie Levy leaving it all in there in the final round. She might just have nicked this 10th, but Ellie Hellewell,
what a fight,
has probably done enough. For me, Hellewell wins in a great fight. Really good Commonwealth Super Bantamweight Eliminator. Well done to the matchmakers again. Well, I tell you what, Dave, if we've got a card like this all night, give me more.
We've got to a great start here. First two fights have been crackers. Great stoppage in the first, and this has just been an absolute barn burner.
I could see it again, this fight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure Hellewell will want to do that one again. I think she'll want to move on.
For me, Ellie Hellewell's boxing got her home, but also the toughness she showed in the 8th and the 9th round. But I thought Stevie Levy won the 10th, so it is closer. But Hellewell, I think, deserves it. So we wait for the decision. Dave just having a chat with his old buddy Jordan Gill. Do we think Jordan knows that he's not quite done enough his team?
It was just amazing how tough they both were, to be fair.
Great fight.
Yeah, really good fight.
Really, really good fight. And you don't want to see a loser in this, but Ellie Hellewell, I think, deserves the biggest win of her life. How's it been scored? Fascinating to find out the distance, how many rounds were given to Stevie Levy. Ellie Hellawell boxed absolutely exquisitely at times, but what determination and great body work as well from Stevie Levy. It was a really good super bantamweight fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to scoring referee John Latham's scorecard, which reads 97 points to 94 points in favor of your winner. From Doncaster, Ellie Hellawell.
Good referee, good card. 97-94, just about right from John Latham. Ellie Hellawell gets the win of her career in front of her beloved fans, and Stevie Levy gives us yet another great performance, and she'll be back soon. I don't know quite how she does it, Stevie Levy. Absolutely fantastic, and much respect to her, but it is Ellie Hellawell's night, and she is at 24 one to certainly watch.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing our career evolves. It was a really good performance. Do you know what? There was a good gut check in there as well, because she started off so composed, so calm, and she getting the timing off. Every shot she was pulling out, especially in that first round. But Stevie Levy clawed her way back into it and then turned it into a dogfight. And Hellawell had to stick with her and then some. And then, you know, she closed out the show. Did really, really well those last couple of rounds. Although Levy really pulled it out of the bag for that last round. Hellawell coped really well, and I think the scorecard was just about right, to be honest.
Yep, totally agree. Just catching Ryan Rhodes' eye. I think Ellie Hellawell's a real prospect in this super bantamweight class. You could probably go to featherweight as well. Really tall and technically excellent, and you can see why Jason Cunningham is really impressed with this young woman who boxes just like him. I've got to say, I don't know if you remember Jason Cunningham, but he was a lovely southpaw to watch, and he's now training someone who's got a big future, Ellie Hellawell. Congratulations to her and her delighted family and friends. Really, really good to see. Enjoyed that?
Yeah, I did. Good fight. Really good fight. Good blend, clash of styles.
And Stevie Levy getting a picture as well with Sam Morgan and the team. Deserves that. We'll see Stevie soon. Again, another fantastic battle she put on. But Ellie Hellawell, just a little too good ability-wise tonight. And a very classy. And she dug deep as well, Ellie. Well done to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next contest. It's 8 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division and is a battle of Doncaster. Please welcome to the ring first from Bull Bay, Doncaster, Lewis Too Smooth Boo.
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me.
Fantastic choices of ring walk music for the very, very tough and popular Lewis Too Smooth Booth from Doncaster. And this is a fight, Dave, against Joe Hayden that we've all been looking forward to. There's some rivalry, there's some pride machismo around the area, and there's a lot of wins between the pair of them as well.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one. I think this is going to be one of the fights of the night. I know they're both vying to get that fight of the night. They've both said that, especially Lewis Booth. I think it's going to be a cracker, this.
Jimmy Harrington, Lewis Booth's trainer, waiting in the ring. He was a little bit unhappy about what Dave and I were saying about Lewis's last performance, but he said they listened and he shed weight, he's got himself better, and he's absolutely locked and loaded. Lewis Booth's words before this one. It's a very, very important night for him.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent coming to us from Conisborough, Doncaster. It's Joe Hayden.
If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place. If you're looking for trouble, just look right in my face. I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed mountain jack because I'm evil.
I'm loving the music tonight and this huge occasion for Doncaster and a big local derby. And here comes the very popular Joe Hayden, undefeated in 17, and he's going to come into a corner with Dave Allen and Jack Cantrell. Wow. Two of the men of the moment, really. Dave Allen from last week and Jack Cantrell, who'll be fighting on July the 5th against Harlem Eubank in an absolute cracker live on DAZN. And what a corner for Joe Hayden, and what a fight ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is 8 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. It's presented to you by Izzy Azif and GBM Sports, and we are live and worldwide on DAZN. Your officials for this contest: timekeeper Anthony Rushton. Your referees: in the ring is Mark Downing, and scoring at ringside is Michael Alexander. And now it's time to meet the boxers. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue and white shorts. He weighed in at 10 stone, 9 pounds and 2 ounces, with an excellent record, including 16 wins against just 1 defeat. He is a former Central Area champion, and he comes to us from Borby, Doncaster, Lewis Too Smooth Booth. And his opponent across the ring fights out of the blue corner and wears the green and gold shorts. He weighed in at 10 stone, 9 pounds and 12 ounces. He has an excellent professional record, which is a perfect one. 17 wins, no losses. One of his wins coming by way of knockout. And he comes to us from Conisborough, Doncaster. It's Joe Hayden.
Right, you both know the rules. I want a good, clean fight. Listen to my instructions and make sure you protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, back to your corners. Come on.
34 fights between them, 33 wins. Joe Hayden and Lewis Booth. Plenty of chit-chat between the corners and the fighters in the build-up to this. And both tell us they're in phenomenal shape, and they'll need to be, because this is a really vital night in the career of the pair of them. Lewis Booth, who's been around forever as an amateur. Dave Allen, just alongside us, remembers him when he was 11, 12, 13 coming through. But he's against him tonight with Joe Hayden, who could be a really hot prospect, Dave.
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen from Hayden so far in his career. Going back to the shape of them, you know, you can see the work they've both put into it. They both look in fantastic shape.
The tall southpaw style of Joe Hayden, rather reminiscent of a Luke Campbell or even Jack Cantrell from the corner. He stands tall, but he moves well, doesn't he?
Yeah, Hayden actually looks in the face a little bit like Luke Campbell, to be honest.
Ran back the years of it, didn't it, for you there? Lewis Booth is physically strong, the stockier of the pair in the blue and white. Nice, sharp boxing from Hayden. He said he'll win in every single department. Booth said he'll do anything to go through Hayden.
Well, at the moment, they're just trying to establish positioning and get the lead hands off.
Oh, lovely left hand from Hayden there, and a wry smile from Lewis Booth. He walked into that, comes back and tries to whip over some shots. The only defeat with the two of them is when Lewis Booth was stopped in a couple by Konstantin Ursu, who's an absolute monster. The man from Moldova, based down on the south coast. He rebounded from that. Booth, we saw him last time against Conor Meanwell. Nice work from Hayden. Back comes Booth, trying to get inside. It's another classic mix-up, a little bit like we saw with the ladies, with Hellowell and Levy. Very different styles, Dave.
Yeah, you've got Hayden, who's being very patient and very calm when he launches his attacks. Whereas when Booth goes, Booth really goes. You know, he's going like sharp, hard and fast every time he fires.
It gets low, doesn't he, Lewis Booth?
Yeah. Booth physically looks very strong. You'd think that when he gets on the inside, he'd want to bully Hayden a little bit to kind of take him out of his rhythm.
Yeah, there's only one knockout on the record of Joe Hayden, and none for Lewis Booth yet, as he just gets picked off again there. The sharper boxing in this opener from Hayden.
Just be careful about punching on the back of the head there.
Not much in it, but a Hayden round.
Yeah. Again, like I said, it's all about positioning, trying to get dominance there in the first round. A lot of nerves, a lot of edge in there as well. It means a lot to both of them, this.
Just caught the eye of Pat Brown, who's ringside. Fantastic addition to the professional scene. Eddie Hearn's new big hope, isn't it?
He is. I was there on his debut. There was some crowd, some atmosphere.
Cameron Vaughn there as well. All the fighters want to be here, Dave.
It's a great show to be at.
It is. Second of 8. Super welterweight division. The blue and white with Ava and Isla on either side. The children of Lewis Booth, who were very animated, weren't they, at the workouts a few weeks ago?
Oh, you mean that one where you threw me under the bus?
No.
Well, that one where somebody put it on you and then he was like, Dave, let's get Dave in.
It wasn't that one. It was when the kid said what his dad was going to do to Hayden. Unbelievable, that. Funny.
Yeah, it was.
The kids involved. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of looking forward to this 11 stone meeting between Hayden and Booth. Booth trying to make it rough and tough in there. That's what he needs to do, Dave.
It does. It's a very erratic start so far. Not a lot's happening. Not a lot of clean work's happening.
Body shot was nice from Hayden. And the jab, but body shots back from Booth. Dug them in. Red corner, applauding there.
And that's what I'm saying about the difference between the two. When Hayden's working at this stage of the fight, he's just popping, nice and calm. When Booth's going, Booth's really going. You know, those two body shots he just landed, it really put some weight on those. But it's every attack, it's quite loaded on the shots. Which could, I'm not saying it will, but it could be an undoing because it could tie out later.
Both exchanged there. Hayden with the more eye-catching work, the uppercut on the inside, but hustle and bustle from Lewis Booth. It could be another interesting one to score this. Mike Downing refereeing, but Michael Alexander is actually scoring the fight, and he's from Doncaster. He wasn't a bad fighter himself.
No, I remember, Michael.
Remember him beating Richard Williams?
Yeah, that was a big shock at the time.
Body shot from Booth.
That's nice work from Hayden.
Just settling down the pair of them now. After Dave rightly said, an erratic beginning. A lot in this. Both desperate to win, not just for bragging rights in Doncaster, but also to elevate their career maybe to the next level.
Bit of blood coming from Booth's nose. Coming from that jab that Hayden's just started teeing off on. Oh, nice
body
left
shot.
hand.
Beautiful work from Joe Hayden there. Just crisp, clean shots. Lovely guy out of the ring, Joe Hayden. His brother came up to me a few weeks ago at a show, and they're really tight, the family and friends around him. He's got good people, Joe Hayden.
I think that was a good round from Hayden.
Beautiful setting. This GBM show on DAZN, coming to you from Doncaster in South Yorkshire, and it's an all-Donny affair here between the 25-year-old Joe Hayden and Lewis Booth, 4 years older. More experienced Booth in the amateurs and pros, really, but Hayden the one maybe on the ascent, and I think he's won the first couple, certainly the second round.
Yeah.
Booth trying to come forward with the big-looking hooks. It's strange that he hasn't got a knockout on the record with those muscly arms and the strength. But you never know sometimes with these journeymen, it's tough to get.
Yeah, when you're boxing journeymen, it is very hard because their job is just to survive. So he could be a better puncher than what his record suggests. But also, sometimes you can get people that are, you know, built, stacked up, but they're not actual punchers as such, whereas they have that physical strength.
Turned over back in 2015, so he's been around a decade. He's had trouble getting fights, a bit of inactivity around COVID as well. But Lewis Booth wants this, he wants it badly. Just a relaxed, composed look about Joe Hayden.
He's working and he's having success without taking a lot out of himself. Whereas I feel as though what Booth's doing, he is actually burning a lot of energy away his work for the amount of success that he's having.
Right hand from Booth, but stands tall Hayden and pumping out that southpaw jab, which is such a useful weapon from the port-sided stance. It's well, it's been well used by Jack Cattrall in the corner. That's a great fight, Cattrall and Harlem Eubank, isn't it? July 5th.
Yeah, some skills on show on that night.
Right hand from Booth sinks into the body of Joe Hayden, but Hayden comes back with a combination. Lovely looking. Yeah, really nice from Hayden.
I like the work from Hayden. Three times Booth's actually landed a looping right hook to the body. It's been good shots, but Hayden's response has been fantastic each time.
Yeah, single shots from Booth like that, but Hayden comes back with a neat combination. Just doing more, and lovely as Booth came in. Hayden countered him, and he's getting cocky and confident Booth, hands down, and the swagger, but he's not doing enough. Joe Hayden's taking these rounds.
That was a lovely right hook that Hayden caught Booth on the way inwards. Look at that, beautiful.
10 seconds, corners.
Huge night ahead for GBM Sports on this Friday in Doncaster. We're blessed with sunshine, not always on a stadium show. We were the other week actually at Tottenham when Chris Smith boxed very early on the card, and we had sunshine there. I've taken the shades off now though, Dave. What about you?
That's a nice left hook from Booth there.
It's a nice temperature here. I think the fighters like boxing outside rather than indoors.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a different vibe. It is actually a different feel.
Body shot from Hayden was good there in those green and blue sparkly trunks. Another blend of styles, body shots from Hayden, the neater and tidy work as Booth comes in. He's just got to get those combinations going. As Jim Watt used to say, punches in bunches.
Yeah. Booth won't stop trying. You can see how much he wants this, and sometimes I feel as though, you know, when you want something too much, when you try and win too much, it makes you a little bit tense in your own punches. I just feel that's what's going off with Lewis Booth at the moment. Nice left hand from Hayden there.
I think that's a great shout, just a bit tense. Booth, over-eager at times of being picked off here by Hayden, who'd love that range as he moves sweetly around the ring. He's just, that's where Booth needs him, up against the ropes. Get those hooks going to the body, slow the legs down of Hayden, because at this pace, Joe Hayden is going to love it all night long. He didn't see much in those hooks.
No, but I think when Booth gets the momentum on that right hook, especially the looping right hook, he does get some good weight in there. It's a good shot for him. But then he tends to snatch the follow-ups.
Jab and feint first, says Dave Allen in the corner. Blood from the nose of Booth. That's a bit better. He's got to get some of those hooks, maybe around the temple area. Come up close. Booth trying just to find the gaps. Better from Booth.
Yeah, that's a nice right hand.
And good defense as well from the shorter Doncaster man.
Another good right hand there. He did take a left hook back, a right hook back. He's had a couple of bits of nice success in this round.
Yeah, it's been a better round this for Lewis Booth. Hayden's got some shots off, but certainly I think the best yet from Booth. Whether he won it or not, we don't know. Crowd filling up here at the Eco Power Stadium. Thousands expected in tonight. Terri Harper defending a world title, the first world title on a GBM show. Fabulous to see the development. GBM noted for 50-50 fights, 55-45. Here's another one. Joe Hayden into the 5th round of this second half. Joe Hayden on top. He certainly won the first 3. What do you think about the 4th round?
I still think probably Nick Taboo was a lot closer.
Maybe Booth earned a split of that, but he's got more work to do here. Second half of this. Got the experience, Lewis Booth, but he's got to take the fight to Joe Hayden and slow him down.
I think he just caught Hayden with a nice left hook over the top there.
He's catching him with single punches.
Yeah.
But it's almost like he needs a good minute or two of momentum.
He'll catch him with a decent shot, then he goes a little bit erratic. And I think sometimes he's trying a nice short right hook there from Hayden and a left uppercut. That was nice work because it was almost like he was too close to be able to get his shots off with his long levers, but he did.
Body shot from Hayden, side to side, back to the jab. Jimmy Harrington just trying to get his charge going, hands down. Too much posturing from Lewis Booth at times. If this fight was on the Doncaster cobbles, I'd fancy Booth, but it's not. It's under these rules, the Marquis of Queensberry, and at the moment that's suiting Joe Hayden. Yeah, neat and tidy. Good work from Joe Hayden as the referee, Mark Downing, just splits them up. This is the 3rd fight he's refereed of Joe Hayden's in a row. But Michael Alexander's scoring just the other side of us. Very experienced official. Last minute of the 5th here.
Nice right hook to the body and then a left hook to the head from Booth. That's good work. When he slows himself down a little bit, I think he has more success, Booth. I think sometimes he tries and throws his hands too fast.
Body shot from Booth. If he can keep consistent, Lewis Booth, he can maybe turn the tables here, but at the moment, too much room and rhythm from Hayden. And it's erratic, that's the right word, Dave, erratic from Lewis Booth.
Another right hook to the body, left hook to the head though from Booth. He has definitely had more success in this round, but his problem is, whenever he has success, Hayden answers it. See, again, Hayden caught a shot, but then come back with 2. Real good character from Hayden, this. For a young prospect, he doesn't go into a shell when he gets caught, he comes straight back.
Hayden back to Dave Allen. In the corner, there's Jack Cattrall. In the sunshine.
5 rounds in, you know what, this is a good fight, and although I've got Hayden winning the fight, I think Booth's been competitive, very competitive in the fight all the way through. It's a really good showing.
Meanwhile, whose hand is that being wrapped backstage? It's the farm boy, Ed Hardy. And we've got a little surprise on the main show about how he got here tonight. He didn't come the same way as you did, Dave.
Yeah, definitely not.
10 seconds, callers.
Grant Smith, of course, the Steel City Gym. So much talent in there. Grant, Sam Dalton will be around here somewhere tonight, I'm sure. The fantastic Sheffield fighter closing in on a world title tilt. Meanwhile, it's Hayden and Booth, a little bit down in levels, but both will be looking to get up to British title shots soon. Body shots being exchanged.
Yeah, Booth's work there at the beginning of the round, it was just that little bit slower, and it's better quality punching. I like him when he slows it down a little bit.
This is good from Booth.
It is.
Former Central Area champion. Jimmy Harrington
Much
said
better work. This is better.
The best spot in the fight from Lewis Booth.
And it's because he's almost normally trying to throw as the second shot as the first shot's on its way out still. Whereas he's just allowing the shots to land here. Or allowing them to be delivered.
He's less tense as well.
Yeah.
He's letting his arms go. Could there be a flow here in the last 3 rounds from Lewis Booth? He needs it, surely. Joe Hayden ahead on the card.
It's a good opening minute from Booth. He's got to sustain it. He doesn't need a break like this. What's going on?
Just a bit of water in the red corner. Surely the sun can dry that, Dave.
I think.
And Booth comes on strong. This is good from Lewis Booth.
Much better.
Right hand, and he's digging in and throwing some quality body shots. Hayden puts a couple in, but he just sagged back on the ropes there, Joe Hayden. And this physical pressure from Lewis Booth is good.
But the weight of the punches is different because he's allowing the weight to land. So the punch will feel heavier on Hayden. But again, Hayden's responding. This is good work from Hayden.
Body shot from Booth again. Best round of the fight from Lewis Booth, no question. He's been competitive in others, but this is his.
You can see how much he really wants this fight, Lewis Booth. Great character.
Good work at times from Hayden in the 6th, but Lewis Booth refusing to wilt. You can see how hard the Paralympic trained for this.
Good work from Hayden. Very composed in the Firestone, really is.
Character building for Joe Hayden, under fire from Lewis Booth. He wants this badly, they both do. Great stuff here in the 6th round. Uppercut from Hayden, but this all-out pressure and aggression from Lewis Booth has got in the 6th round, and he's needed it. Body shot from Hayden. It's swung this way and that. It's a fantastic 3 minutes of non-stop action. But for me, Lewis Booth deserves a round, and he's got it, surely.
What a good round. That's great. Do you know what? Good response from Hayden, but the turnaround in that round from Lewis Booth, fantastic. Great work, had a lot of success, landed a lot of good quality, heavy punches there. And again, I'll say, for me, it's because he just slowed him down a little bit. He didn't snatch the punches, trying to fire them too fast. The other question is, how much has that taken out of him going back to that corner? Because he looked tired. He did a lot of work in there, and to have Hayden answer back each occasion, maybe that can take a lot out of you. He's just got to stick with it. He's found himself a way he can get himself back in the fight now.
Bit of a cut to Lewis Booth, maybe from that right hand there, but he won't worry about that. Not at this stage in what is a vital fight in the careers of Joe Hayden and Lewis Booth. A Donny Derby, only 1 defeat in 34 fights. And that was for Lewis Booth. Joe Hayden is unbeaten in 17, and he's surely up here on Michael Alexander's card, but Lewis Booth refuses to go away, and he's made this a really competitive and good fight. I mean, these two are going to go for a beer or a coffee or something after this. The respect they'll have at
definitely.
the final bell.
It's been a really good fight, a really good fight. Both of them done themselves proud on this. We thought it were going to be good, and it has been.
Blood pouring from Lewis Booth, but he's still pouring in the punches. Jimmy Harrington can't stop clapping in that red corner. Dave Allen chatting to Jack Catchwell. They're calmer here alongside us. Hayden answering a lot of questions tonight. It's still light on his feet. Got back to his boxing here. Joe Hayden finding the room, and Booth answering a couple, but Hayden just has a more accomplished look about him, a better boxing brain at times.
I think Booth's just fighting on heart now. I think he's absolutely shattered, to be honest.
I think he wants this so bad. That's what it's about. Hands down. I think he's enjoying it in there. Oh, that's nice from Hayden. Good work. And Booth getting ragged here in the 7th.
This is good work from Hayden. Very good work. The quality that we saw in the previous round from Booth is gone. He's shattered. He's
Good
absolutely
body
shattered.
shot. Uppercut. Another right hand. Booth just wipes his face, but Hayden's getting through the cleanest shots. And this is possibly the toughest moment in the fight for Lewis Booth, who had a good 6th round, but what did it take out of him?
And what a response from Hayden.
It's really good this from Joe Hayden, Dave.
Quality. He's mixing up the short punches with the long punches just as the distance alters. He's timing it great. The variety is fantastic.
Drops his hands as if to say, come on then, I'll have you down the streets of Donny, but he's not having him in the ring, Lewis Booth. Joe Hayden boxing really well in the 7th, and he's got it right back in his favour. It's a good performance this from Joe Hayden.
That's a brilliant round. See, he's still having successes, Booth. Great 1-2 there, but it's the way that Hayden came back and then just took over in the round. So composed, popping his shots out. And he's very composed when he's under fire as well.
Well, I tell you what, the quality of fights so far, so very good. Jamie Mellors with the stoppage win. Ellie Hallowell and Stevie Levy giving us a terrific 10 rounds, and it's been another good watch, this one. 8 rounds in the super welterweight division. Lewis Too Smooth Booth. I'm not sure why they call him Too Smooth. He's anything but smooth, but he's tough, he's rugged, he's got a heart of a lion, and he's really competitive. I mean, Jason was too smooth, wasn't he, from Nottingham?
Yeah.
I think Lewis is a really rugged and hard fighter, but Joe Hayden has boxed really nicely tonight in fight number 18, and for me, he's a long way ahead.
There's an old banter aside from what went off before the fight regarding Lewis Booth's previous performance, right? I called it as I see it. Tonight, we knew when we saw him at the workout, the shape that he was in. You know, his coach said how he'd learned from that, and you know, he was in much better shape. You can see that, the shape he's in. But the performance that he's put on tonight, he's put on a brilliant fight tonight. He's really put it together. Hats off to him. He's really, really delivered tonight. It's been a great fight.
Yeah, great body shots from Lewis Booth. Walks into an uppercut. He almost won't be denied here, Booth. He's light on his feet, late on. Fantastic condition the pair of them are in, and the training teams have really worked very, very hard. They all deserve credit. I mean, these two could keep going for another few rounds. Hayden's extra class and boxing for me, though.
Yeah. Hayden's been very good tonight. I'm very impressed with him. He's shown a bit of everything. He can box, but he can also fight. When he takes a shot, he doesn't rattle him.
I mean, this is fight number 18. Do you think he's closing in on a British title shot?
Yeah, he's got to be. You've got to start sticking him in eliminators and things like that. An international title to start off with, maybe.
25 years of age, he's got the looks, he's got the support, he's got Dave Allen and Jack Cattrall in his corner, and he's putting in the body shots inside the last minute of the fight here. Lewis Booth taking in these body shots, still coming forward. It's a titanic effort from Booth, it really is, and Hayden's class has been a joy to watch.
Booth's absolutely shattered, but he won't stop.
He won't stop him, but there was another 4 or 5 rounds.
That's good work from Hayden.
Great work from Joe Hayden. Sweet punching. And this late on in the fight, he's light on his feet. I think this has been a great 8 rounds of education, of learning for Joe Hayden, and I think it's put him in the picture, in the British picture, this Joe Hayden. Lewis Booth fighting till the end, last 10 seconds. These two deserve a standing ovation. There'll be a massive hug and embrace between the fighters and the teams. They've given it their all.
What a good fight.
Fantastic, wonderful stuff. Lewis Booth put everything into that 8 rounds and deserves enormous credit. But Joe Hayden's boxing, take a bow, young man. Absolute quality. And the fans absolutely loving it. And they will stay on for the likes of Maxie Hughes and Terri, Harper and everyone ahead. Joe Hayden, crisp, clean, brilliant performance when under pressure from a really, really competitive Lewis Booth who wanted it so much. But it was Hayden's class and composure. And as the replays are going in, they are hugging in the ring. Joe Hayden and Lewis Booth. So much respect. The spirit in there. And this is why we love boxing so much. The admiration for the gladiators that give it their all. Jack Cattrall can be proud of his man, Joe Hayden. Haydo the southpaw. Jack, he's got to get back to the gym because he's got a pretty important fight in a few weeks' time against Harlem Eubank. What a great win for Joe Hayden. It's not official yet. Michael Alexander is the judge who will make it official, but he's already celebrating. He knows he's got it. Jimmy Harrington, Nick Manners and all the team. Real respect, great to see. A fantastic 8-round affair. Lewis Booth gave it everything and deserves real respect. But Joe Hayden, what a good performance. Referee applauds. Michael Alexander will score.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. After 8 rounds of boxing, we go to Michael Alexander's scorecard, which reads 78 points to 75 points in favor of your winner. And still undefeated from Conisbrough, Doncaster, Joe Hayden.
Joe Hayden wins the 8-rounder. Lewis Booth wins our hearts, no question about that, but it's 18-0 for Joe Hayden, the 25-year-old from Dave Allen's neck of the woods in Conisbrough, and he is celebrating a big win. The win of his career since he turned professional in July 2022. Cameron Vong celebrating, Pat Brown, Jack Cattrall, the whole team. Joe Hayden, a name to remember. Hope you've enjoyed the first part of this. Ellie Halliwell getting the win, Jamie Mellors as well. So much ahead, live on DAZN. Join us shortly.
The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show, so aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.